Welcome to Broke Ass to Badass, where heart-led entrepreneurs learn to build the businesses and lives of their dreams with confidence, ease, and joy. This is the anti-hustle movement, and we're your coaches in badassery, Kimi and Pua.
Find out more at bledigital.com, and wherever you're listening to this, be sure to click subscribe so you never miss an episode.
In this episode, we share an interview we did with Mark Harmon, also known as Motivational Mark Harmon on Instagram. Mark is the CEO and the owner of the Good Vibe Center and the Naughty Vegan Studio. Mark is an activist, a proud vegan, a doTERRA rep, a motivational speaker, an actor, a rapper, an entertainer, and most importantly, a socially conscious business owner. He is a graduate of our Broadcast to Badass program, and he is just all around an amazing human. In this interview, Mark talks about being an ex-wildman, as he calls it, sustainability, depression, eating local, eating seasonal. We talk about eco tips for living more consciously, and we even get to talk about his recent gig on Hawaii 5-0 and a little bit about his acting career. So this conversation is absolutely epic. We can't wait for you to listen to it. If you want to catch these live with us in our tribe, you can go to bledigital.com/tribe and get connected there. Enjoy the episode. We are here with the one, the only motivational Mark Harmon. Oh my gosh, we've been looking forward to this. So we're just going to let you share because we can listen to you all day.
I thought it was like question and answer format. You can't just let me ramble.
We're just going to let you ramble. Yes.
We're going to need 7 hours.
What have you been up to besides, stealing cars, beating the heat?
That was awesome, though. That was good.
Awesome.
That came out way better than what I thought it would.
So if you guys
on Friday,
if you guys didn't catch it, so Mark is a graduate of our Broadcast to Badass program, which is how we know him, and he's just an incredible human. And most recently, some of you saw in the tribe that he had a fabulous scene on Hawaii 5-0. Where he stole a car. Sorry. You borrowed it. You just borrowed it.
I borrowed it. Yeah. Did she read me my rights?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did they say and dust the car for fingerprints? I mean, there's ways that I'm probably going to get off from this. They're going to have to bring me back.
Oh, well, we
should do a write-in campaign.
We should. Free Harmon.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
couple of years.
That hashtag is trending.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to hear all about the what it's like being so absolutely famous. But let's kick things off. Can you share with us about your amazing businesses? And I love saying businesses because this is so badass. You're a multipreneur.
Multipreneur.
Yes, a multipreneur. So share with us, a little bit about your businesses here in Hawaii.
So I was in the technology world, the corporate grind, doing all that. I was making decent money, and I started researching and reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad and seeing that I needed to figure out ways to invest in a business so I wouldn't be just paying it all into taxes. So I started researching everything and started looking at some different things that I would be interested in. I love vegan food. So I was looking at a food truck. So I had a cool idea for a food truck, and it was going to be like black with cool pink letters and all these different things. And it was going to be like, I thought it was going to be really neat, do like cool baked goods and like donuts and little pies and cakes. And because I don't bake a lot, but I wanted to really get into it or hire somebody to do it. And I thought that would be a really good idea. But then I started researching the food trucks and how hard it is in Hawaii. And I got on Craigslist and looked at food trucks, and it was just tons of them for sale. I was like, oh, that can't be a good sign. But yeah, food trucks, the poor thing with that is you get them going in a little area, and then the little community or the county steps in because you're against all the big restaurants and stuff. So they're trying to do zoning laws, and they don't want you just outside somewhere not having to build a huge brick and mortar building like they did. So it was so expensive and all the costs. And as soon as you get going, they can be like, oh yeah, you need a kitchen over here. Or you got to store your food off premises, or you can't have this in it or that in it. So It's like, never mind. Then my friend's like, hey, what about a tattoo shop? And he did tattoos. So I started thinking about it. It's like, oh yeah, less overhead. Everyone's getting tattoos. All the different races in Hawaii get tattoos. All the people that live here are getting tattoos. All the people on vacation get tattoos. I was like, all right, we'll do that. And then I knew I needed to be loud and bright and as a new tattoo shop. So I was like, we'll call it the Naughty Vegan. And then I was like, I'm just going to use bright colors, cool themes. I was like, I'm going to do yoga, tattoo, and art out of one facility. That's never been done. So we'll just kind of see if that catches on and takes off and which ones do and don't. And I was like, if something doesn't work, I'll just remove it from the thing. But yoga started getting popular. Tattoos kept getting popular. And then we went from 1 tattoo artist to 5 in the first year. So I had to quit doing yoga because we showed documentary films in there on sustainability, on veganism, on voting with your dollar, anything kind of trying to take everything, the world and our problems back and be the change and take care of our own lives. Like that's what I'm trying to promote out of this place, is just realize that we can do the things that we see in the world that we want to fix. We can start fixing those with ourselves, and it makes it much easier. But the tattoos got so busy, I had to move the yoga next door. So now we got the facility next door, and I call that the Good Vibe Center. And over there we do plant-based cooking food demos. We have famous vegans come there and do talks. We have meetings there. We have women's group. We have meetups. We're going to start doing farmers markets out of there. So anything, it's the same thing. It's just trying to make people happier and healthier and get them to follow their dreams and realize that they can do changes. And if you're scared of all these crazy parts of the world, the crime and the sickness, and like you can do a lot of things to help prevent those just by taking care of yourself mentally and physically and living a purpose-driven life. Basically going from a broke ass to a badass. Mentally and physically and financially. Because we have enough money amongst all of ourselves to support each other's little businesses. Like we have it. We don't buy the things we don't need, and then we just support each other and our little passions and stuff, and we're fine. Like we can all take care of each other.
So awesome. And what I love so much about what you do, so many people have good hearts and they sit around bitching, right? They're like, oh God, this planet's going nowhere. I hate humans. People suck, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah. People suck. Yeah. What are you going to do about it? Right? And you're like, yeah, you're going to do something about it. Here's the place to do it. So that's awesome. And what I would love for you to share actually a little bit about the Naughty Vegan tattoo studio, because I did not know I don't have tattoos and I'm not in that world. I'm not familiar with it at all. But you shared one night actually, I think it was at our Holistic Chamber of Commerce meeting, what this is to you and why having this tattoo studio means so much to you and why it's so different. And I just had no idea, but I know I am actually in the minority. Most people do have tattoos. They love them. They get them often. So could you share what the Naughty Vegan is all about?
Yeah. So one thing is, okay, I'm going to call it the Naughty Vegan. That's going to be a cool way to use tattoos that everybody's getting to people who are coming in and they're like, why would you call this the Naughty Vegan? There's no food there. So I'm just using cool t-shirts. Like all my friends design t-shirts because they're tattoo artists. So we got these cool, awesome designs. We got cool social media pages. We got the cool name. So everybody's coming in. So they're kind of subliminally starting to think about food choices and I just want people to think outside the box and not just be going along with the whole group just because, like, I'm not saying whether veganism is 100% right or wrong. I just want people to think about it. Like, I'm not judging anybody. My best friend owns a barbecue restaurant. Like, I've only been hardcore vegan for like the last 3 years. I started out in like 2005 reading a book called Natural Cures, which kind of talked about the heating of fats and beef and pork and how you heat them to a certain level and then they kind of become poisons or carcinogens and then they sit in our stomachs for too long, so we eat more meat than what we would have ever throughout history just because of like refrigeration and the availability and people telling us how much we should be eating per day and all the animal products. But I just wanted to make the Naughty Vegan a hip, cool place and have good tattoo artists and do cool things out of there to get people thinking about their diet, which I think that the food is the medicine, and mentally and physically. And the more people are starting to study about our gut bacteria and how our habits and our addictions are kind of driving us throughout the day, and myself included, I try to be super healthy, but still I get energy crashes. I get Times I'm just craving sweets for no reason. Like we're trained since we're little kids, even just on sweets and stuff. You know what I mean? You get rewarded with sweets, so sometimes good things happen. I'll be like, yeah, man, I should celebrate. I need something sweet. Like, why would that be a celebration? Why wouldn't I just be eating a piece of fruit, which is still sweet? Like, why do I need a cake or a muffin or something? But anyways, I digress. So we got the Naughty Vegan going, and once I called it the Naughty Vegan, it's like, okay, I need to make sure all the inks are vegan. I was like, I never even thought about there being non-animal products and things other than food. I knew certain things, but I was like, oh yeah, with the inks. So I researched, and most of the top inks are vegan now, so there's no animal products in there. That used to have like shells and all sorts of different little things to make the colors and stuff like that. And then I started researching all the other stuff. So the animal agriculture industry has like contracts with people because they can't sell all these meat products and the leftovers and things like that, like lanolin, like wool, fats, you name it. So there was animal products in every single thing that we had or we used, or they were tested on animals. So we make sure that our razors aren't tested on animals. The little lubricated strip had animal products in it. The spray that you spray on like your arm if you're going to shave it before you get your tattoo had animal products in it. The paper that you put down on your arm had wool in it. The after creams all had different animal products in it. So I was like, wow, this is crazy. But how awesome is it if you can just tell somebody, hey, will you put this product in your product? Nah. Well, here's $1 million. Oh yeah. Okay. I guess we can do that. Where are you going to get that $1 million? Oh, we'll just take it out of the taxes. There you go. So I was like, if I don't want to support those types of industries and stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to not support those types of industries. And then there's a company called Ohana Organics, which they're out of California, and they do call themselves Ohana Organics, but I still love them, and they're awesome, and they have the
I've met them.
Yeah, they're phenomenal, but most people think they're from Hawaii, but they are from California.
Yeah, they have those little the tins with the
tins. So those tins are great. We use there's a bigger one of the whipped butter, and you can use that in the tattoo process. It makes the tattoo go on easier. And then the aftercare that they use too is great, and it doesn't have beeswax in it.
And they have like really cool. Oh, what did I get from them? Oh, they have like perfume pots or something with like pikake. They're so cool.
Yeah, they have all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah,
they're great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so Ohana Organics, they'll get a little shout out here. So, yeah, and the only person we harm is you. That's our motto.
Oh, I love that.
I made that up.
We're okay with that.
It makes sense. So yeah, I'm trying to use all the same things that got us into this mess to get us out. Like flashy, cool guy with a beard, TV shows, cool designs, funny social media. Hey, look at me. Now eat this.
We love your social media so much. So tell us, you're on Instagram, your personal brand at Motivational Mark Harmon. So tell us where did Motivational Mark Harmon come from? How long have you been doing that? We live for your videos.
Well, you can be not that Mark Harmon because there's already a famous one. And I've been on 50 a couple times, and I can't be Mark Harmon. I have to go by John Mark Harmon because he owns that name. If you go on IMDb, I can't even be Mark Harmon. So I was like, I'm John Mark Harmon. So then my Instagram was not that Mark Harmon, so people would realize I'm not the famous one. And then I'm always doing motivational videos. Basically, motivational videos are just a way for me to motivate myself, which is kind of like all this with the Good Vibe Center and the Naughty Vegan. I'm just doing the things in my life I know I need to work on and that I need help with, and I'm surrounding myself with them. So I'm like, if I call myself Motivational Mark Harmon, I'm going to have to be motivating to me and to other people. Because I played high school football, college football, and I've always been motivating, even if I wasn't really good. I was no good at college football, but still I was motivating and tried hard and everything. They wanted me to be a coach after my second year. How about you don't play football, but you can come back and help motivate people? That sounds sad. That wasn't very motivating. That wasn't a very motivating conversation for me. But I've been motivating my whole life, including for bad stuff. Because I had a wild man phase, so I'm motivating everybody to go out. Come on, let's go party, let's go drink. We can have one more beer. I was that guy. So instead of motivating people to destroy themselves, I'm no, I'll build them back up.
So that's your powers for good.
I'm using my powers for good. I came to the light side.
It's awesome. And you said something earlier that was so profound. and I'm going to have trouble
Profound. If I
repeating
can't,
it.
what you
I
better
mean, you
remember
said
this.
many things. Pretty much everything you say is
Everything is profound.
You said, I am using what got us into this mess to get us out.
Right.
That was freaking genius. Like,
Yeah.
and it's so true, right? What's
Right.
cool? Whatever you think is cool, use it for good.
Right.
Right.
Like
And
marketing and advertising has got us.
yeah.
Drink this, eat this, drink a Coca-Cola, eat these fried foods. Freaking, if your house doesn't smell like bleach and Febreze, it's not clean. Like literally that was a marketing campaign. Like, and that worked. So people in like the 50s, if your house didn't smell like bleach or chemicals, then it wasn't clean. We've just been taking each other out ever since. Just
Totally.
it's
And I
crazy.
love you kind of play on that, like don't tell anybody, but I'm a vegan and I'm naughty. Right? It's like,
yeah.
it's a secret.
Yeah.
It's like the prohibition, right? It's
right.
like,
and that's why it's
you're
called the naughty vegan. Like some people think it's pervy, but it's not pervy. It's like to be a vegan in these days is you're told you're crazy, you're naughty, you're wild, you're weird, like all this. It's like, yeah, be naughty. Go against the system. I think the population, I don't even think it's 10%. It's like 8% of the planet is vegan. And I believe in it. And that's a naughty thing to me. To be against 92% of the planet. Like, come on, be a little naughty. But I'm also playing on that thing that is rebellious and people do like to do. If you tell everybody you're part of the 92% group, I'm like, I don't like that. What are you doing? What are you doing over there that's so rebellious? I'm eating plants. It's crazy, huh?
So awesome. We've been on mute, but we've been like nonstop laughing. I feel like we should just unmute and laugh. So awesome. So I'm curious, what are you like? So you have the tattoo studio, you have the space, the event space, the yoga space, and knowing you, that is not where you stop. So what's brewing right now, or what initiative are you excited to launch, or what are you working on right now aside from those two things?
Well, this entire year, which this is funny because I Googled and researched this title, I want to write a book called How to Human, an ex-wildman's guide to finding himself. But so this entire year, like I have just been focused on figuring out, because I don't think hardly any of us know how to human. And that's like one of the things I do on my little Instagram video. Like we get up in the mornings to a loud alarm, like, and then you go and grab something out of the refrigerator and throw it in the microwave. And then some people like go outside and smoke cigarettes, and then you go in, you take a shower, and like inside the shower, you're around all these chemicals, these different shampoos and conditioners, and your shower curtain's made out of a toxic plastic, and the water coming through is not filtered. And then you get out and you brush your teeth with these chemicals, and then you're under all these fake lights, and you put on your deodorant with chemicals, and then you put on your makeup with chemicals, and your hairspray with chemicals, and you put on your clothes that were washed in chemicals, and then you maybe put on a nice dry clean shirt that was really put into some chemicals. Then you're still rushing, and then you get on like Facebook and Instagram, and you're stressed out, and you're comparing and contrasting yourself to other people and to yourself, and you're judging yourself, and you're too skinny and you're too fat. And maybe you take a diet pill, and then you grab your little coffee to go, and you jump in the car, and you're sitting there, and you're stressed out, and you're listening to crazy music, and you're just, right now so far you haven't even gave your brain a break, and you're just go because you got to get to work, you got reports, you got to hurry up and get there, you're in traffic, you're stressed, you're smoking, you're eating candy, you're eating snacks, they're not organic. You get to work, you're sitting in that little desk at the cubicle, and you're typing in a position your body shouldn't be in, with fake lightings, fake pressures, little music going, the air's not recycled. You're going out, you're taking breaks, you're not eating stuff that's proper for you, that's good for you, no nutrition, you're still sitting, you're not going to the bathroom right, you're not using the squatty potty, we're not even designed to sit on toilets like that. Then you're going home, you're stuck in traffic, you're breathing in the brake dust, you're eating foods again, you're getting home, you got to go to the gym maybe, so you take some nitric oxide, little creatine, maybe some steroids, maybe some more pharmaceuticals. You get to the gym, power lift, put on 60 pounds of muscle. I'm not for sure we're supposed to have that. Get home stressed out, fight with your loved one possibly, maybe not, maybe it's fine, eat a bunch of dinner that you probably shouldn't be eating, that's not local, organic, sustainable food. Then you're drinking some water, maybe you have a couple beers, maybe little bit of weed, maybe another pharmaceutical, maybe take some sleeping pills, and then you repeat. And some people do that for 1, 2, 10, 20, 40, 60 years. And I'm not for sure in any of that we're supposed to do any of those. I was like, holy crap. It's like, how should a human be living right now? If we're not eating right, thinking right, we're doing all the social media possibly wrong because we're not using it to benefit it the way that we should. And we're using it to like just look and buy. And like you think of influencers, and influencers are basically, what are they influencing, trying to get you to buy? Is it just a trinket or something? And it's like something that makes you feel really good and makes you feel whole and you learn something. Like it should be like a lesson in my world. So I don't know how to human. So I was like, this entire year, I'm going to try to figure it out, from like how to wake up. What's the first thing that should go in my body? Is it water? Is it meditation? Is it stretching out? Is it just going outside and taking in the air and breathing throughout the day? If I have a desk, should I be standing up? Like, do I make little breaks? Do I cut myself off from the internet certain times? How do I quit judging people? Is it in my thoughts? Do I need to recondition and come up with a bunch of different new ideas on how to think, so my thoughts are less comparative, contrasting, like to value myself, less harming? So a lot of us have negative thoughts towards ourselves and we don't even realize it. So actually taking a nonviolent communication class right now, which is really awesome. I wish every human could take that, because I'm pretty good at this, like staying optimistic. And there's a lot of things I still do that I never would have thought are still almost like violent thoughts that somehow I've programmed myself. Because every time you guys probably know, as soon as you fix something, there's a whole new list of things I have to fix. So every time I think I'm getting ahead, I'm like, oh, great, I have 10 more bad habits. I don't know how many bad habits I had, but it was a lot. It seems like I get rid of about 10 a year. I don't know where I was going with all that.
Holy hell.
Wow.
You wanted me to ramble.
I'm
You're
depressed
blowing
and
our mind.
motivated.
You wanted me to ramble.
I am. Wow. Can you get that book out immediately?
Yes, we're all lined up, ready to read that.
Wild man drinking, partying, womanizing, Midwest, barbecue eating, good old boy. If I can do it, I think I can relate to a lot of different people to be like, yeah, man, that makes sense. Because basically just wherever we're moved when we're little around the planet, we just pick up all those habits. Like I'm from Southwest Missouri. That means like football, basketball, baseball, talk with a little bit of slang, like my barbecue. It's not the things. As a human, take all the things we're taped over with as we're growing up and stuff. Good or bad. Like they're fine. Your little areas are fine, and the things that you do are fine. I just want to know what are the common things that we should all be doing, like how we communicate, especially with males. Males don't communicate properly because we're taught that it's weak to communicate our feelings when we're little. So now we're all guys especially are just going, don't cry, don't be a baby, don't cry like your sister. So we just bury that stuff in. Now the world's ran by all these insecure dudes that don't know how to express their feelings except through their bigger toys and picking up girls. Look how pretty my girl is. Look how young she was. Look how big my car was. Look how much money I have. Does that make you happy? No. Okay. We can all be honest. We can all be honest with ourselves now. Happiness comes from within.
Wow. Holy moly. I told you we could listen to you all day for sure. So tell us.
On tour.
Okay. So this is incredible. I know everybody listening to this is like, holy moly. This is
holy moly.
Holy moly. This is what the world needs. You clearly are passionate, motivated. I mean, you have multiple things going on, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about what is life like for you. I know that when you came to us and began working with us, that you clearly have so many different things going on, right? You've got 2 locations that you're managing. You've got employees. You've got different projects that you're working on. You're working on a book. So lots of different moving parts.
And self-care being a big part of that as well. Like that's another, and I won't give up on that. Like, so I know no matter what's going on, how busy I am, that I have to meditate. I have to get into nature. I have to eat good, healthy food. I have to drink plenty of water. Like I need to I have to get out of it every once in a while, because after having the tech job, because I managed a tech company here in Hawaii for the entire state of Hawaii, and we had employees on every single island. We had like 35 resorts, like over 100 kiosks that we were dealing with. So there was something going on all of the time. Like there was one time I worked for like 70 straight days, just certain things. And I was like, this is not what I want to do. Then somehow I came back and I started building up my own little world with all these different projects. And one day I was like, oh, I'm doing it again. I was like, I'm working all the time again. So then that's around where you all came in and helped me line that all back out and organize it and see all the different things that can help me. And that would have helped me in the previous job as well. So I know that now, and just organizing emails and social media and when to take care of it and what projects I don't like to do. So making sure that I get help with those, which ones I'm passionate about. Because in the beginning of this, I had a helper and I was having him do certain things that I'm really good at. And then I was still doing the things that I don't even like to do when all I needed to do was switch. And then it was easier. It's like, why am I doing this? Especially when I'm the passionate one that can sell this. Obviously, I should do like the marketing, advertising, and like sales part of it. Like, why would I give that away when it's my baby? So that was an interesting little thing. Like data entry and stuff like that, it's just not my forte. It never has been, even at managing bigger companies. Like I always outsource that. So learning which parts that I need to outsource, which ones are automated now, the amount of automated things that I don't even have to do anything for, that just fill out themselves. And just, I love it. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of lazy too. I like it.
Good. We like that.
Yeah.
More lazy entrepreneurs, actually.
Yeah. Who was it? It was either Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or somebody who's like, they love to hire the laziest people because they know they'll figure out the easiest way to get things done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you can just serve more people and make the world better and better and better. The less bullshit you have to do throughout your day. Right?
I typed out this sentence 14,000 times. Oh, I did cut and paste once. Interesting.
Totally. It was so awesome having you in our Broke Ass to Badass group. And like, we looked at you, we met you, and we were like, this man. And quite frankly, like you have this vision, you've created your vision already. And to see you drowning in the things that you didn't want to do or the things that you didn't like to do, to the point where like, we're like, if this guy stops doing what he's doing, this world is going to be in trouble. You alone, not doing what you're doing is a huge detriment to our world, like to everybody. So,
well, that's really kind.
It's true.
It's true.
I mean,
I'm gonna record that. I'm gonna go back.
You may have that. We will send you the recording. And it's totally true, and it is true for many other people. And for us, like that is the epitome of our heartbreak, is for people who are this influential and this passionate about doing things that bring this world's vibration up and creates a space for like generations after us to have a world that is still beautiful and can still sustain life. Like we can't let people with visions like yours stop because having a business is hard.
Right.
It can't happen. And so we are so grateful that we found you and that you found us and that our worlds collided. And we just want to thank you for doing what you do and for just having the balls to create change.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, I think the main thing was really worrying about, because it was stressing me out. And I think life is designed to stress us out. It's to make us insecure, make us feel like we need something, compare ourselves, because it's constantly trying to sell us something or an idea or a fear or whatever. And I remember really when that Keystone pipeline was going through, and then the DAPL and all that stuff, and then the Indians and the Indian reservation, I was like, man, this is so crazy. And I know they went around one city to go right through there, and it was their water source. And I was like, I can't believe these people would do that. And I was like, I was brushing my teeth in my kitchen, looking in the bathroom, looking in the mirror. And I was like, my toothbrush is plastic. I had like 5 things on my counter that were plastic. I opened up my medicine cabinet. It was entire plastic. All my bottles in my bathroom are plastic. My shower curtains, plastic. The toilet seats, plastic. Everything in my house is disposable and plastic. I was like, this is my problem. I'm that pipeline. I was like, if I can't change the things that I buy and the things I do, how can I complain that the demand needs oil? We need more oil. We're building all this plastic. Oh, I can't believe they're doing that. Who's they? It's me. I was like, if I can't change my habits to not support the things that I see in the world that are wrong, then I can't ask anybody else to do it. So at that moment, I was like, I'm never complaining about anything ever again. If I find something that I'm not in whatever alignment with, I'm not going to support it. And when I'm not going to support it, I'm going to move my intention, my direction away from it. I'm going to find other people that are like that. We're all going to talk about it, communicate, recycle, reduce, reuse, learn to think positively, learn to realize that we're content humans as we are, that we don't have to look perfect. We don't need to be perfect. Support one another, share things, food ideas. Like, we are the internet, like all us three right now, we all know something the other doesn't know. It's not like one of us is greater. It's like the entire community of a planet is one organism. Like the internet, we have something to offer. Share the info. We're all taught verses, like it's us versus this. It's from the moment we're born, boys versus girls, your kindergarten class versus this kindergarten class, who's number one in the class, who's last. It's versus all the sports, the team sports and stuff. I don't think it's the verses. I think it's the team camaraderie. I just think that salespeople have kind of figured that thing out. And like, you go to a football stadium, I don't think it's the fact that there's a loser in that. It's fun that there's 40,000 people in a stadium all cheering for the same thing. You don't need a loser. We all just need to team up and realize it's fun to be on a team. It's the reason terrorists put a bomb on themselves and blow them up sometimes. It's because they want to feel part of a group and feel love. Like, there's gangs and certain things. Yeah, some are forced into it, but some people join those gangs to fit in, to feel a connection, to feel like love. Like, deep down, that is, I want to fit in with my friends type of situation. And all we have to do is spin this. We're cleaning up the planet and making healthy humans is the cool, hip, fun thing to do. And we're all on the same team and we support each other. Then you see someone that's unhealthy or making some poor choices and you feel the empathy of that and you want to help them. You're like, oh, wow, they're not sick. We're sick. Why is this person sick? Like, or they don't have access to the mental health that they need? Or like, what, are they not eating the proper foods? Because if like you look at depression and stuff, they're starting to figure out, like, if you look at depression, it can be the chemical imbalance in the brain, but there's also all these different things. Like, what are you eating? Like, I used to be depressed all the time. I was out all night partying, said horrible shit to friends, freaking spent all my money. Like, is that depression or did I do depressing things? Like, I ate 3 freaking cheeseburgers at 2 a.m. and woke up hungover with 3 cheeseburgers, no money, missing a shoe. Like, come on, that's
Yeah.
like, you can start eating better. What if you're a 10 at depressing, eating better, maybe you go down to a 9 or an 8. You start exercising a little bit more. I'm just saying that this is, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor, but this is like literally starting to come to forefront with people, like getting off certain foods or some of the bad medications, like you name it. Like, if you just really look at your life honestly and can give yourself a little review, you can see some things in your life you need to work on. And if you do have some pretty bad habits, remove them. Then it gives you time and energy to look at the next one, and then the next one. Just keep chipping away. Again, we get happier, healthier. We quit buying a lot of stuff. We live within our means, little cool homes, little gardens to share all of our stuff, eat fruits and vegetables that are in season.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so I think people are going to be so inspired and overwhelmed after hearing this. And I would love for you to share.
I'm inspired.
Right? Inspired and overwhelmed. Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. I am. I would love, like, you're speaking our language for sure. And we've been kind of on this rampage lately. Well, I always speak for Kimmy like we're the same person. I'm sure.
Fine, you can.
Like, I also am like disgusted with myself at how much disposable shit is in my life. And I've slowly been trying to like replace things, and it's a process and it's slow, but it's not that hard actually. And so I would love for you to share, like, what are some small tips that you can share with someone who's just like, you woke them up today and they were like, oh my God, my toothbrush is plastic too. Like, what are a couple small things that you can recommend that really worked well for you? Just to like get people started.
Eat meals at home more often. Like, there's a company at Wahoo Fresh. There's a couple farms in Waimanalo, and they will deliver food, fresh, local, organic, sustainable foods to your home. So, or to a little neighborhood facility, and you can go pick them up. So then you're getting different in-season foods, which I think in Ayurvedic, like diets and things like that throughout history is like, obviously, just recently we would have been like with refrigeration and stuff through the history of mankind, like eating the same thing year round. Like I was talking to a girl and I was like, oh, I have the one staple in my life and that I've always ate is bananas. And she's like, you shouldn't be eating anything all your life. She's like, you only should eat bananas when they're in season. She's like, you should only eat foods when you're season. It's kind of like nature's way of giving you a multivitamin. Like in Hawaii, like we shouldn't be eating avocados year round or papayas or anything year round. Like it would just be providing to us these different whatever nuts, macadamia nuts, papayas, pineapples. I don't know if pineapples are actually from here, but you're catching the drift. So yeah, that's why eat at home more, make a meal, make that part of a thing. I think people like serving and eating with people too. Is I think that's like back when they really understood that health and food was medicine, and like serving to your friends a nice healthy meal and you're energizing, and like how cool is that? And the person preparing it and everybody's helping out and you're having your little situational, you're trading data. Like I think that meals is a really big part of human happiness, and like the easier it gets for us to grab fast food or just something quick and splitting up different things. I think we're pack animals. We're social creatures. Like throughout history, we would have been eating together in little groups and sharing and feeding each other. And like, I think we need to get back to that. And then like utensils, like if you go, you need those little bamboo utensils, like get rid of forks, spoons, plastic, all of that stuff. You don't need it. I've even thought about taking my own plate to places, been like, hey, put that on here. Cups, they got little cups. We go to Liahi Health. I take my own little mason jar. You can take mason jars to Whole Foods, to Down to Earth. They weigh it. You write the weight on there. You go and fill it up at the things out of the bins, and you get rices and beans and lentils and stuff like that. You just store it in your thing. You can take stuff that isn't seasoned, pickle it, so, like start doing all the things. I imagine like 1900 Kansas, how backwards we probably thought they were technologically and stuff. And they're doing everything right. They're farming, they're helping out each other, they're using windmills, they're doing their own wells. They're like, we had it. I don't know how we've gotten so far away from just destroying ourselves and the planet, but it's really easy to go back. And there's so many of us that are unhappy and don't feel correctly. Like that's the reason a lot of us are depressed and bummed out, is because we're just not doing a lot of these things that you're not humaning properly. You're not putting mentally the correct things in your brain. You're not putting the correct foods in your body. Like imagine having a car and you're filling it up with Kool-Aid and like taking one tire off and putting on a smaller tire. Like the car's not going to, you would never do that to your car. So it blows me away that humans do this to themselves and just don't ever even question it. So I'm trying to get people to question it, start putting the right things in their body, their mind, everything. Travel with the least amount of, what's it called, your green footprint. Just try to be sustainable, like everything. Is this need versus want? Do I need this or want this? Is this going to hurt the environment? Where did it come? Like, am I supporting an industry that is this product so cheap because it's made with slave labor in China? Like, try to find made in America. Like that used to be, I used to not care. It's like, oh, that seems weird, like kind of racist or something like that. Made in America. I'm going to support everyone. Then I start realizing, oh wait, it's because there's no environmental regulations over in these places, and they don't have age rate. Like it's kids and prisoners and dumping chemicals. And like, obviously, if you don't have to spend money on all of that, paying people properly and taking care of a place to get rid of all your toxins, which hopefully we quit building stuff with toxins. Hempcrete. Like hemp is going to be the next big thing. We can build homes out of that are sustainable. They breathe. They're less. They can't catch on fire. Like it's amazing. There's buildings from thousands of years ago that were made out of hemp that are still around. So hemp homes, support that too. But yeah, just think about when you're purchasing something. Like there's something when you buy something that you could get somewhere else, and you don't need all that plastic and those baggages, and maybe slow down some Matson trucks from coming in here. Keep these Howleys out.
Those are great tips. And so much, I love the way you bring such intention to everything that you do. And that's really all you're really asking people to do, is just think before you make a choice. And we love the non-judgmental, very compassionate way that you approach your life and your business, and you just share what's worked for you, and you invite people to be a little bit more intentional with the way that they're choosing to navigate their own life. So I think back to, I love the way we met, because it is, Pua and I reflect on this all the time. So Pua and I often, we get stuck behind our computers. We like help people to build online businesses, and it can be definitely tempting for us to get sucked into being so plugged in. And we made an intentional decision on the day that we met to get out and go to a park and just unplug and connect back to what was true for us, and really take that step back and say, okay, what's working? What's not? Are we happy? Let's get some freaking fresh air. And while we were in that park, we met you, and you were doing the exact same thing, getting unplugged for the day. So
in a park in Hawaii.
Right.
Wait,
like,
I don't know. Do you know this?
Do that?
Do you know how we met first? I don't know, Kimmy. I don't know if I told you. I do not approach strangers. This does not, like, I am an introvert and I will avoid humans at all cost. I just don't like, sorry guys, I don't like people like
overhear them.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just
like,
it's, yeah, like it's, I don't know. I'm private, and I when I go somewhere, I just want to like be in my own little bubble and then go home. And you were sitting with a friend and you were talking about your business. And I heard you guys say, well, we have to do follow-up emails. And both of you were like, I hate follow-up emails. I'll never follow up with anybody. And I was like, I just like listened for like 20 minutes, like such a creeper. And I was like,
yeah, you knew a lot of our stuff when you walked up. You're like, hey, I'm here. I'm like, okay.
Hey, I heard you guys talking about a business, and I like that. And I like, I sat there for a long time. I was like, should I talk to them? Should I not? Should I talk? They sound interesting. I just want to know what they're talking about. I want to know what they're doing. Like everything happens for a reason. I may never do that again, but you guys were so fascinating.
Telling you all the problems we have, and you're like, wait, I know the answer to all of those. See, we're one human.
But then, like, we exchanged information, and then, like, I didn't follow up, you didn't follow up, and so I just
follow up emails.
And then we saw you at the park, and I was like, Kimi, those are the guys I was telling you about at Whole Foods. Like, it was just crazy. So this group of us three, like, we were meant to be friends. We were meant to work together. And yes. I'm so glad that it happened.
Yes. I'll never forget that day you said, because we were all sitting around saying like, how do we get our messages out? We should get our messages out, talking about getting our messages out. And you're like, this is how we just like, popped open the phone.
Went live on Facebook.
Started going live. And it was just so inspiring. When you are moved, you just begin speaking. And I think that there are so many of us, we are so inspired by that, because for some of us, we get in our own way, we get in our heads. And you said that day, you're like, look at this. This is beautiful. You said Diamond Head. Hawaii is your wingman. Do you remember saying that? Hawaii is your wingman. You have this beautiful backdrop, right? And so, yeah, it was such a great, inspiring moment for us, and really helps us to get out of our comfort zone again and again. So thank you for constantly.
Easy. Once you do it, you realize how easy it is. Like, if you just say and you're speaking from a good place and a good heart and good intent, like, I don't care what people think about that. Like, I get people that send me messages, veganism, blah, 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 or whenever I have a Ganesh, the dude's like, are you a hit? Like, went after me about that. I'm like, I just have to use, like, sometimes my vegan friends think that whatever, like, I was an elf in a rap video over Christmas. And I was wearing a fake fur thing, which is from a fake fur company that makes fake furs in place of regular fur things. And this girl just went off on me. I can't believe I was supporting the fur industry. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, everything you do might not be right in somebody's eyes. But if I'm just coming from a good place, I have good intent, I cannot worry about what everybody's doing. And I'm going to say it because I just pretend like I could die tomorrow. My best friend died in his sleep at age 33. So I know that that's a legit 100% possibility. You can just die. We could just have an aneurysm right now. So I'm going to make sure I do everything that I wanted to do today. And I don't know that tomorrow's coming. Like, literally one of these days, it will not come. Like, people are like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, until that day, don't you want to say to the people that you love and you like and the things you want to do, like, I'm moving forward on everything I want to do. And there's just I'm going to continue to do that forever. And it doesn't even matter. Like, everybody's like, well, I don't even know what the end goal is. I'm just moving forward. Like, my intent is to get better and help the world get better forever. So when would that ever stop? I don't imagine being like, did it. We're good now. So I'm just excited to keep getting better, to motivate people to get better, to get healthier, to make healthy hip, to realize that destroying ourselves somehow became the hip thing to do, and it's not. And most people can't argue with it. Like, you talk to a lot of people and they're like, oh yeah, I never really thought of it like that. Like, yeah, because the whole system's kind of set up to make us not think like that. There's not a lot of money in happy, healthy humans. Dang, I don't really need anything. Shoot. It's going to be hard. They're all talking. Oh no, and they're all happy. They're not buying stuff. Oh no, they're growing their own food. Oh no.
Oh God, let's not open that can of worms, because that is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's the next podcast.
Exactly. And it's happening. Awesome. Well, oh my gosh, this has been so amazing. And we don't want it to end. So we'll continue it another time. But let's just share, if you would, how people can get in touch with you, and where, if they're like, I'm going to get a tattoo from the Naughty Vegan today, where can they find you there? Tell us about the Good Vibe Center, all your social media, all the things.
You reach out to Naughty Vegan Tattoo on Instagram or Facebook, or you can call the shop 200-4381. Call that number to get a tattoo done. I've thought about doing a jingle, but it's pretty cheesy. 200-4381. Call that number to get a tattoo done. People are going to memorize that.
That's
but it's
awesome.
Not good. It's not cool. It's not hip and cool, though. I need to make it more hip and cool and not Hootenanny, Missouri style back in the day. But yeah, check out, if you go on Instagram, it has all of our artist work. We have a website, Naughty Vegan Tattoo, or naughtyvegans.com. Both get you to all the artists. We have 5 artists. We got some of Hawaii's best artists. Like, we got some really good tattoo artists. So that's one thing that helps. So check out all their work. And then if you want to see what's going on at the Good Vibe Center, we got the goodvibecenter.com. Those both have Facebook and Instagram. If you want to register a time to teach a class, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to empower people to come and do the things that they feel passionate about, that are good for the planet, whether it's sustainability, food demos, essential oils, massage, you name it. Come do a class there. Use my facility. We have 7 floors of parking in the building. We do most of our events after 5 or on the weekends, and it's $3 only for parking. A lot of people get intimidated about Chinatown, but we have 7 floors of parking in our building. Don't have to worry about parking. It's cheap. It's $3 max for 3 hours, and you don't have to pay any more than that. So there's really no excuses, and you can get out of your car, come down the elevator, go directly to our business, and then leave. So that's what I would do. And if you just want to send an email to info@thegoodvibecenter.com, I can get you more information, talk about rates, talk about anything you need to know. But yeah, follow us. And then I'm Motivational Mark Harmon on Instagram. Try to put some positive videos on there. Right now, I've got my 15 minutes of fame from Hawaii 5-0. So that is funny that I'm getting like little interviews and podcasts, and people are reaching out, and other actors want to do things. So I really need to monopolize this little 15 minutes that I have right now. So I'm going to do it for good, because I don't want to be an actor. Like, I want to be me, you know what I mean? Which is great, because my agent has never seen it. I get like 50% of my roles that I audition for because I'm just being me. So people think, oh, wow, that was a great actor. Really? Like, anyone that knows me, like, I just was me in that scene. I'm like the Vince Vaughn of Hawaii. I've never seen him play any different role his entire life. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. You don't have to memorize anything. I don't have to turn into some weird character that messes me up or something like that. Those character actors get so deep into it, it messes them up. Not me. I'm just this guy 24/7. It already messed me up. If you want to hire this guy for an acting thing or a commercial, this is what you get. Don't expect me to act. I'm not a good actor, but I can read lines in this voice constantly. Oh, great. I borrowed it. Come on.
You crushed that scene. We were really hoping it's going to be a recurring character that just, we want to see. Maybe we should all write in and say we want to see that guy again.
Yeah. Steve was so funny and cool. What was he? I got lost in his eyes. I was like, I like that guy.
Oh, epic. Well, this has been such a treat. Thank you so much for your time. We will definitely have to do this again.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me on.
We hope you enjoyed this interview with Mark Harmon. Isn't he so rad? We just love him. Be sure to follow him in all the places. Give him a shout out. Let him know that you heard him here on the Broke Ass to Badass podcast. And to find out more about our program that Mark went through, our 8-week program, Broke Ass to Badass, you can go to brokeasstobadass.com, find out all about it. If you have any questions, let us know. You can absolutely get started today on creating the business and the life of your dreams. We can't wait to talk with you.
Hello?
We did it. Can you hear
Sorry,
us?
I'm talking to Hollywood at the same time. It's Leonardo DiCaprio's agent, and he's trying to get a hold of me. But they want me to work with Scorsese, and I told them that there's just no way possible. Like, unless it's 20, 25 mil, then maybe. But
I believe you.
I'm trying to save the planet. I'll call you guys back. You know what I mean?
Trying to save the planet.
I can't even deal with that.